ankles, head, kind of back and forth. Tomorrow we're going to be covering a lot of material on utilizing the ankles to set up all kinds of different like misdirection style passes from when somebody's on their back. So for today, let's just stick with they're upright. We got their head, right? If we can't get the head, we'll grab the ankles, we'll yank the rug out from one of them, we'll put them on their back. Again, we'll deal with that tomorrow. So assuming that I fake low, I got here, and I started to put his head in. You notice how Andrew had to put his hand on the ground there. So when I grab the head, I don't just want to pull straight down. I want to create, again, a predictable response. As I go here, he basically has two choices. He can not put his hand down, in which case he will start to fall over, or he can put his hand down. Generally, good grapplers don't want to fall over. I know like in jiu-jitsu, it's like, yay, I get to play guard. No. Like, as you get better and better at this stuff, you're not going to be nearly as willing to be put on your back. Right? If you watch high-level competition like black belts, ADCC, all that kind of stuff, nobody just willingly flops to their back. I shouldn't say nobody, but like very few people, right? Particularly if there's an exchange where like points are going to be scored, right? Good guys don't want to be swept. They don't just accept being put on their back. So if he's playing guard like this, it means that he wants to play guard like this. The only guys who just willingly do this are people who are basically unpassable. Right, like Keenan Cornelius, if you're just like super bendy, you can play from here. Otherwise, this is a bit of a risk because you're conceding the engagement phase, right? Like if I just start on my back, like he gets free access to my legs. So I basically have to know that I cannot be passed from here. And there aren't very many people in the world that can say that for sure. So when I grab him, I know that that's a predictable response. That's going to give me two things. Let's just first is, if I wanted this leg and I couldn't get it before, I can get it now. Because if both his hands are in the way, he's got some way of stopping me. Once he plants that hand, there's no way for him to stop me. So that's going to be the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to go low, high, and as he puts his hand down, I'm going to grab this ankle. Now, if he wanted to continue following me in this direction, start turning back to the follow. It's really difficult to do. So if I can, again, create that predictable response of him putting his hand on the mat, that leaves this angle undefended, or this ankle undefended, which allows me to continue to move to this side. Now, if he's strong enough to overwhelm my control of his posture and rotate back into me, that's cool, because we're just going to go back the other way. So if we're just setting up, again, an entirely predictable response, he will either stay on this side and he won't be able to turn back into me, in which case this lever to the right side of his hip and my elbow being here, which is on the top left side of his torso, we're going to introduce a concept that we call cross body or rotational control, opposite corner rotational control, to effectively pass the guard. For that matter, to effectively do almost anything in jiu-jitsu, you need to control the opposite corners of someone's torso, so bottom, right, top, left. So that's all I'm doing is I'm gaining this cross-body control. Ankle, elbow can be here. If you're inclined to do this in the gi, this can be a collar grip, and it can be a pant leg grip. These are super dominant grips. If you get these grips, expect to pass. Right? It's very rare that you'll go up against someone who's so good they can shut you down. Once you get these grips, you start moving them around. Feels very familiar. Yeah! So, again, it can be here, or it can be here. As soon as that hand plants, we take either a pant leg grip or an ankle grip. And again, if we were on our knees, we're going to come up, we're going to start to circle. If we're on our feet, we're going to stay on our feet. We're going to continue to circle. Our partner's going to try to turn into us. The fact that we have that lever will prevent that full turn in. Once we get here, we can, again, it doesn't really matter how you like to finish your pass, right? You can go hip down, you can go knees in, you can go knee right. I don't care. Whatever is fits into your game the best. Alright? So just one more time. We got our initial fake low, go high, we got here, we circle. We walk them down and we finish the pass. Everybody got it? Cool.